Millions of years ago, it was one of the most feared apex predators and most popular in today's pop culture. Tyrannosaurus rex translates to tyrant lizard king for a reason, dominating our view of dinosaurs for the last century. Yet new research suggests the mighty T-Rex may not have been as dominant for the majority of its life as once thought.
We realized that we had so many more Tyrannosaurus rex specimens that had been discovered and collected since the early 2000s.
Dr. Holly Woodward Ballard headed up a team to take a deeper dive into the life cycle of the T-Rex, using primarily leg bones to infer body mass.
If you sampled something like a rib or even, one of the small little arms of T-Rex, that's not giving you a good idea of the amount of growing it's doing in a year. The legs, the bones are going to get stronger as the body gets bigger so that you can walk around.
It helps to think of this process like tree rings, with polished, thin cross-sections offering a glimpse into that individual specimen's history. Most animals like us follow a sigmoid or S-curve during growth, slow to start, an explosive growth phase, then leveling off as we age. The T-Rex was no exception, though here's where this study comes in. Previous ones up to the year 2004 focused on just 7 T-Rex samples, suggesting they reached their peak around 25 years old, going from the size of a horse to a 40-foot-long, 8-ton toothy terror. The tough part is, unlike trees, those bones have a marrow cavity which only records the most recent 10 to 20 years of that animal's life, so the dataset didn't account much for younger specimens.
So the bone is adding to the outside and destroying the inside. So the earliest growth rings are gone in older individuals.
Dr. Woodward's team had a plan up their lab coat sleeves, adding 10 more fossilized focal points to this equation, including those younglings.
That curve was actually a lot more gradual. And that's just because we filled in those data points that were missing. So T-Rex didn't explode to adult size, more like it took its time. It kind of occupied different ecological roles as it was getting bigger and bigger until it was just like the biggest thing out there.
Tree rings are pretty consistently spaced apart, but these samples were not, with Dr. Woodward Ballard describing the animal's growth as plastic or flexible.
If it had a bad year, if the weather was bad, or maybe the food availability just wasn't there, it just wouldn't grow.
That meant it could stay at a certain body size until conditions improved, which may have led to its success as a dominant dino. For her part, Dr. Woodward Ballard's excited to bring her field forward by looking tens of millions of years back.
And I fully expect in 20 years that what we're proposing now is going to be tested and probably refined. And that's great, because that's just what science is supposed to do.
For this week's Moment of Science, I'm Dan Smith.